Well, hey kids, how are you? Good to see you. Probably not going to stay a whole long time tonight, but I thought I would show up and say hi and do a little noodling and hang out with you guys. It's good to see you. And really, I was going to say I don't have a lot to say, which is not exactly true. I guess there's a lot to say, but probably not enough time to get to it all. But I think I'll do this. What's been in my mind the last couple of weeks, as I talk to people, and again, I probably talk to people fewer now than I have before, but it one of the things that I know is that everybody is going through really difficult times right now. With all the things that are going on around us. And that's, certainly I'm not the only one. And as I talk to people, right, it becomes increasingly desperate circumstances for some people. Then I notice that as I watch around me, people are literally dying from loneliness. And it just underscores again, I think, my belief that we're built for relationship. We're intended to be in relationship with one another. And we need one another. And so it's opportunity, I think, for each of us to realize that we are not alone, both in our struggles, but we're not alone. There are others out there, and we need one another. We were meant to be in relationship with one another, to carry one another's burdens. And I have repeated this often, that as I go through this process, right, of getting to know my Creator better. A lot of it is about communication. Obviously, it's spending intimate time in relationship with the Creator, and again, as I've described, most of it has to do. Nearly all of it really is, not telling me where I've screwed up and done wrong, but rather the opportunity. To help me grow into something better, right? For healing. So, my experience, right, is absolutely not that of an angry demiurge creator who's out to get people, right? Quite the opposite. But yeah. The very definition of love. So here let's do this. I'm going to share with you share with you some. I'm just going to read from the Psalms this evening. Since I'm pretty much here by myself anyway, it helps me, right? So we'll just we'll go with it that way. It's a benefit to me, and if it helps you as well, then excellent. So I'm going to start with Psalm 16. Preserve me, O God, for in you I take refuge. I said to the Lord, you are my God. and apart from you I have no good thing. As for the saints in the land, they are the excellence in whom all my delight resides. Sorrows will multiply to those who chase other gods. Sorrows will multiply to those who chase other gods. I will not pour out their libations of blood or speak their names with my lips. The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup, and you have made my lot secure. The lines of my boundary have fallen in pleasant places, and surely my inheritance is delightful. I will bless the Lord who counsels me, and even at night my conscience instructs me. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, and I will not be shaken. Therefore my heart is glad, and my tongue rejoices. My body will also dwell securely, for you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, nor will you let your Holy One see decay. You have made known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Psalm 16 from the Berean Study Bible. Of late, I have spent a great deal of time in those three books were right there together, Job, Psalm, and Proverbs. There's a wealth of not only information, but inspiration to be found within those pages. This is Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth is transformed and the mountains are toppled into the depths of the sea. Though their waters roar and foam and the mountains quake in the surge. There is a river whose streams delight the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her. She will not be moved. God will help her when her morning dawns. Nations rage, kingdoms crumble, the earth melts when he lifts his voice. But the Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come see the works of the Lord, who brings devastation upon the earth. He makes wars to cease throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields in the fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted over all the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. That little beginning there of Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God, has been present with me throughout many very difficult circumstances. And this is often the way that I experience it in this order and with this focus. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be still. Just be. Be. Psalm 59. Deliver me from my enemies, O God. Protect me from those who rise against me. Deliver me from workers of iniquity, and save me from men of bloodshed. See how they lie in wait for me? Fierce men conspire against me, for no transgression or sin of my own, Lord, for no fault of my own. They move swiftly to attack me. Arise to help me and take notice. O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to the wicked traitors. They return in the evening snarling like dogs, prowling around the city. See what they spew from their mouths, sharp words from their lips. For who can hear us? But you, O Lord, you laugh at them. You scoff at all the nations. I will keep watch for you, O my strength, because you, O God, are my fortress. My God of loving devotion will come to meet me. God will let me stare down my foes. Do not kill them, or my people will forget. Scatter them by your power and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. By the sins of their mouths and the words of their lips, let them be trapped in their pride. In the curses and lies they utter, consume them in wrath. Consume them till they are no more, so it may be known to the ends of the earth that God rules over all. They return in the evening snarling like dogs, prowling around the city. They scavenge for food and growl if they're not satisfied. But I will sing of your strength and proclaim your loving devotion in the morning. For you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. To you, O my strength, I sing praises. For you, O God, are my fortress, my God of loving devotion. Psalm 59. Psalm 95. Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout to the rock of our salvation. Let us enter his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make joyful noise to him in song. For the Lord is a great God, a great King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the sheep under his care. Today, if you will hear his voice, and do not harden your hearts, as you did before, where your fathers tested and tried me, though they had seen my work. For 40 years I was angry with that generation, and I said, these are a people whose hearts have gone astray, and they have not known my ways. So I swore an oath in my anger that they shall not enter my rest. This is quoted again in Hebrews chapter 4. Beginning with verse 1. Therefore, while the promise of entering his rest still stands, let us be careful that none of you deem to have fallen short of it. For we also received the good news just as they did, but the message they heard was of no value to them, because they did not share the faith of those who comprehended it. Now we who have believed, we can enter into that rest. As for the others, it is said, just as God said, right? This is from the psalm that I just read to you, 95. So I swore an oath in my anger that they shall never enter into my rest. And yet his works have been finished since the foundation of the world. For he's spoken in Scripture about the seventh day in this manner, from Genesis. And on the seventh day, God rested from all his works. And again, as he says in the passage above, right, they shall enter my rest, right? So it then remains for some to enter into his rest. Since those formerly heard the good news, but didn't enter in because of disobedience. So God again designated a certain day as today, right? When a long time later he spoke through David and he said, today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. For if Joshua had given them rest, God would have not spoken later about another day. So there remains a Sabbath rest for the people of God, right? So here we are today, the seventh day, Sabbath, resting. Jesus said, I did not make man for the Sabbath, but Sabbath for man. It was a day of rest, renewal. 6 days should you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, and it you shall not labor. All right, just rest. Rest in him. The thing that I have learned the most in my walk with the Creator, right, is that he is good, that they are good and can be trusted. And so even when I don't know the outcome, even when I'm faced with severe trials, tribulations, and there are many, and you know, I lay no claim to having more than others. Everyone has their burden to bear. But it doesn't cause me to question why. Because he tells me that everything works out for good for those who love him. And I know that he is good. Every experience that I've had with my Creator family, they have the very definition of love. There is nothing that they do that is not an act of love. And if love is not the motive, God is not involved. So, again, my entire experience with the Creator is healing and teaching me to be better at both giving but really receiving love. It is impossible to give love if you cannot receive it. But you can't even receive it if you cannot feel acceptance. And that's the first thing, right? Acceptance. And just know that if you have not taken that step forward to meet your Creator, always waiting, right? A broken heart and a contrite spirit, he will in no wise turn away. If you're serious and you're tired of the bullshit, right? It's, hey, Dad, help me. I trust you. Help me. And he will, but I advise you, I will warn you, it's not, it's not like an easy way out, right? It's like, if you follow this path, it is the most difficult, painful, challenging, hardest thing I know of, this walk, but it is good. It is the most excellent thing. It has the best payoff. So, the Master said that, broad is the way, and it's an easy road that goes to destruction, but it is a very narrow way and difficult, and few there are who find it. It's a difficult path, but it's good. And it's the, for me personally, the best thing by far that I've ever done is to exchange, what I thought was a decent life for his. And it's better. It's a heavy burden, but it's better. That's my experience, right? I can't sell you on it. All I can say is that my experience is 10 out of 10, right? Would highly recommend. But if you find yourself worried or fearful, then again, I just adjure you that fear and faith, right, cannot stand together, and that the opposite of love is not hate, but fear. And so while the Master certainly didn't promise an easy journey, in fact, he said it would be very difficult, and that you would be reviled and hated by the world because they hate him, and so if you follow him, they will hate you as well. And he was very clear about that, right? That the way would be difficult. But he did say, and this is the part that I have found to be true, right, is that they will never leave or forsake you. You always know that that he's there with you, and is patient and kind, and surprisingly seems to care very much about even the small things in our lives. It's fascinating. Even the seemingly just minuscule, mundane things. He takes interest. It's a fascinating, beautiful being that I have never come close to being able to figure out. But I do know that what I see is beautiful and worthy of my praise and my devotion and my love. I'll finish tonight, Psalm 66. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God and all the earth. Sing the glory of his name. Make his praise glorious. Say to God, how awesome are your deeds. So great is your power that your enemies cower before you. All the earth bows down to you. They sing praise to you, singing praise to your name. Come and see the works of God and how awesome are his deeds toward mankind. He turned the sea into dry land, and they passed through the waters on foot, and there we rejoiced in him. He rules forever by his awesome power. His eyes watch the nations. Do not let the rebellious exalt themselves. Bless our God, O people. Let the sound of his praise be heard. He preserves our lives and keeps our feet from slipping. For you, O God, you've tested us. You have refined us like silver. You have led us into the net. You laid burdens on our backs. You let men ride over our heads. We went through fire and water, but you brought us into abundance. I will enter into your house with burnt offerings, and I will fulfill my vows to you, the vows that my lips promised and my mouth spoke in my distress. I will offer you the fatted calf as burnt offerings. With the fragrant smoke of rams, I will offer bulls and goats. Come and listen, all you who fear God, and I will declare what he's done for me. I cried out to him with my mouth and praised him with my tongue. If I had cherished iniquity in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely heard, and he has attended to the sound of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not rejected my prayer or withheld from me his loving devotion. A song written by the psalmist David, Psalm 66. And so with that, friends, I'll wrap up tonight, I suppose. I thank you for coming by. I'll be back again in the morning. Just another little opportunity for us to get together and hang out with Pops. It's always good. And I like to hang out with you as well. In fact, when I wrap this up, I'll probably just noodle on the way out, give you a few more minutes of noodling. Actually, it's for me, but it's kind of cathartic, so we'll do that. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so pleased that you did. And I hope that this time together gave you some encouragement and hope. Because we sure could all use it, right? It is, we are certainly pressed on every side. And I see everybody going through just unbelievable amounts of testing. It's difficult, and it's going to get more difficult. But again, He is with us always, and we can count on that. So with that, I think I'll just again kind of sneak back into maybe a few more noodles on my way out, and then I'll see you again tomorrow morning, probably early-ish somewhere. Depends kind of when I get up. My schedule has been kind of screwed up of lately, right, because of all the neurological stuff, but I do the best I can. That's why I haven't been here as often with you guys either, right? It's because it's been challenging. So with that, do the best we can. So anyway, I'll do a little noodles and just little meditative moments on the way out. And again, hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll be back tomorrow again. Probably sometime between 7 and 8 Pacific time, maybe earlier, maybe later, depending on what the neuropathy is like tonight. So if I can get to bed early, then it's not as bad. So anyway, there you have it. And if I err and make mistakes in the noodling, just forgive. It's kind of a sacrifice of praise, really, because since the neurology thing, the tremors are so bad, I really can barely do it. But I'm just trying to keep it going, right? So I don't, it doesn't diminish so fast, and hopefully we'll find some remediation for it. Hopefully. But in the interim, just trying to keep things going. And again, just offer my praise and worship to Dad and share it with you if you want to hang out as well. So anyway, that's what I've got. I'll just start noodling away again here in a moment. And I hope you guys have a terrific evening. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.